Hey, what's up? My name's Charles. I bought this microphone because I thought it said a 6-foot cable. I was like, that's perfect. I can be 6 feet away from the camera. And then I got it. It's a 6-meter cable. 6 meters. That's a lot of cable. What I'm talking about today is the things I wish I had known when I started losing weight. So I used to be obese. I was 320 pounds at my max weight. Big old boy, never worked out, would literally eat sometimes a half gallon of ice cream at night because I wanted to. And then I started losing weight because my ankles were just crap. I really needed to live a healthy life. So I started losing weight, lost all this weight, learned some things along the way. And it's been, how old am I? Been like 5.5 years since I've lost the weight, and I've kept it off really well, and I've gotten really in shape. Biggest thing I wish I had known, biggest number one thing, if you've been really overweight for a really long time, it's incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to look like people in magazines or on Instagram. These like absolutely chiseled beyond belief guys that look like, you know, Greek gods look up to these people. Like these guys that are just freaking massive and chiseled, and we'll talk about steroids later. But these people that are just they look perfect. You're not going to look like that if you were obese for as long as I was, because your skin has limitations. There's only so much you can do to mitigate skin damage. So this is what I'm talking about. Now, I'm definitely not as lean as I used to be because I've stopped really caring about my physique to the point where I'm trying to look good with my shirt off. I'm now just focusing on functionality and being overall healthy. But it's stuff like this. This right here, this is not fat. I mean, there's a little bit there. This is not like excess fat I can diet away. This is just loose skin. You can see there's fat underneath it. Like if I stand like this, maybe you can see if I pull down, I've got a little bit of stomach fat underneath there. But that's just skin. Same thing up here. It like goes around over here. I used to be petrified of these things. This little I was convinced my man boobs were the most disgusting thing in the world to look at. And they're not. They really aren't. I've come a long way in accepting that this is me, and until I can afford surgery to get rid of it, this is what I'm going to look like. This, like I have that, whatever this is right here that all those hot guys have in the magazines where their pants are like this. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to make sure you can't see where their pants are like that. I've got it, but it's just my skin just hangs over it. That's the first thing. Nobody told me about loose skin. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, losing weight is amazing. And everything I looked at online, it was like, oh, I lost 100 pounds. And the before and after pictures before, they're like, you know, in the mirror, like, and then afterwards they're in a t-shirt and they're like, ah, and you can tell they've lost a crap ton of weight, but they're never like, oh yeah, by the way, I've got all this hanging off of me too. Because this isn't sexy. This isn't fun. This isn't, I mean, to me now, I love seeing this stuff on people because it's like, oh, wow, you put in some work, didn't you? That's the main thing. That's the major thing nobody told me about. Nobody told me about this when I was losing weight. And I spent years with an eating disorder and all kinds of body dysmorphia issues because nobody talked about it. It wasn't out there, and I didn't think to search for it because the mainstream things that you would see preached this image of perfection, that if you just eat right and work out, you're going to look like every Instagram model who's posing like, you know, in the gym, and their cephalic vein is popping so far out their arm, it looks like Mount Everest went on a road trip and just was like all the way down their arm. It's like, why don't I look like that? I'm doing what they're doing. I'm eating grilled chicken and doing 30 minutes of fasted cardio like they say they're doing. The other big thing is most of those people are on PEDs in one form or another, performance enhancing drugs. They're not all on steroids in the way that most people think about steroids. Most people think they hear the word steroids and they think, oh man, okay, they're going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. They're going to be jacked. And if they're not the size of Mr. Olympia, then they're not on steroids. They just eat good. PEDs take a lot of different forms. There's stuff that will just increase your recovery time so that you don't have to spend so long in between training sessions so you can work out more. Those things exist the same way as there are with like appetite suppressants so they can be lean all the time. There's a million different things out there that people do that they aren't telling you that they do because it benefits them if they keep it a secret and they sell this idea to you that you can look just like them if you do just what they're doing. But most of these people that I see will be like, oh yeah, just finish this intense 4-hour workout and now I'm gonna go smash a 3,000 calorie meal. It's cheat day, baby. Even on my cheat days, which I don't have cheat days anymore, I just eat. Even on days when I eat really bad or I eat a lot, I can't put away 3,000 calories in a meal. I was only doing that when I was in the throes of my binge eating disorder. I can't put away 3,000 calories in a meal. That's wild amounts of food. I struggle to get in like a normal amount of food now. Now that I have a handle on my eating and I eat, I guess, like a normal person, I struggle to get in enough protein in the day. It's difficult. Unless you're juiced, unless you're on some shit. Like, it's not easy. Those are the two main things I wish I knew when I started losing weight. One, that this skin is just going to be there. It's just a part of life. Skin only has so much elasticity. It ain't going to bounce back. A lot of it has. I don't look as bad as a lot of people out there. People constantly tell me, they're like, I can't even really tell. And I'm like, you're being sweet. You can tell. You're just being sweet. Thank you, though. And then also, most of the people you see on social media are on something in one form or another. I've always been very open about the supplements I take. I take protein powder and creatine, multivitamin, fish oil. That's it. Those are the only supplements I take. A lot of people out there, though, they're not going to tell you truly what they're on because, again, they benefit from not telling you because if they were like, oh, you have to spend hundreds of dollars a month on all these extra drugs that are kind of difficult to get sometimes and maybe they're not completely legal, that's what you have to do to look like me. Most people aren't going to do that. It's going to discourage them even more than they already are because it's tough enough to get somebody new to go to the gym. So you want to make the barrier for entry super low and make the return really high. It's like, oh, all you have to do is just eat chicken and veggies, work out 4 times a week, and you're going to look like me. No, you're not. That's not how it works. So those are the two things I really, really, really wish I knew 5.5 years ago, 6.5 years ago. How old am I? 5.5 years ago. 6.5 is when I started. Those are the things I wish I knew a while ago when I started. It would have saved me a lot of time and a lot of trouble. Hopefully it helps you. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll hit you guys with another video in just a little while. Hopefully this microphone sounds good. It probably sounds really creepy though. Okay, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. You know the drill. Okay.